Hello YouTube, my name is Ellie and I'm a trans guy and a non-binary person and a cat daddy. This is my cat, Chappie. She wants to join us today, at least for the first part. Okay, so I've been on testosterone for the past 3 years. Of those 3 years, the first year was on super low This is so sweet. Look at that. Look at that. She wants to hug me. Okay, so I've been on super low dose for the first year. And then the second year I was on the low dose, which is like half the dose I'm on right now. And then the third year, which is this year, which is maybe already more than a year, but I'm not so sure. I've been on a full dose. And I take topical gel, and a full dose is like 15 milligrams daily. Okay, so today what I want to do is I want to go through updates and changes, like physical updates and changes for all you real quick. Then I want to talk separately about like top surgery and therapy, which I think are very, very important issues when you're transgender. But I do realize that some people only like drop in to see the changes, so I'm just going to go through that. Okay, Chappie, you're going to let me take my shirt off? She's not going to let me take my shirt off. Let's start with the beard. So recently my beard has been growing in like crazy. I think you can totally see that it's quite full. Like maybe fuller on one side than it is on the other side. I do trim it quite obsessively. I like that it has like the clean line, and I like that there's no like neck beard and all the rest of it. And I do it with a trimmer, which is like, if you can afford a trimmer, it's just so much fun. And then I also do my own hair, which explains the horrible haircuts. I just cut it. Okay, so I'm not losing any hair yet. As you can see, it's quite still full here at the top and at the back as well. Actually, the only time I ever lost hair was last summer when I upped my dosage without asking anybody, and then, thank you, Chappie. And then my hairline receded like within a month, it receded like 1 centimeter, which is quite a lot for your hairline to recede like from here to here or something like that. It was crazy. And then I dropped back to the recommended dosage, and it was fine. It grew back. Okay, so now that I don't have a cat in my hands, let me rip that shit. Jesus, let me just take my shirt off like a person. Okay, so this is what I look like right now. I do, yeah, okay, so cat wants to go out. Cats. So this is what I look like right now. I do go to the gym like quite regularly. I don't even know if this is like considered like good like muscle development or if I'm slow or whatnot. But the crazy part is I started biking and like, oh my god, look at this. This is crazy. Okay, so you see my legs? Check this shit out. Like I never had like quads, and now I have crazy quads. At least, like, to me, they're crazy. I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there who have better quads, but I'm very happy with mine. Okay, so what else has been going on? I feel like my voice has totally plateaued. I would have loved to have like a slightly deeper voice, but apparently it's not in the stars for me. I am considering, because I am considering going on shots for that, because I have seen that like people who go on shots do have like very significant drops in her voice, and I would have loved to experience another voice drop before yeah, basically just having another voice drop, which I'm gonna speak to my endocrinologist about, because this is gonna be the one time where I actually take a doctor's advice on my T-dosage. I can't tell you shit about how I smell, because my sense of smell got really bad after I apparently caught COVID last year, and it hasn't really recuperated. So I realized that I do smell when I work out. more so than I think I smelled before, but I'd be hard pressed to say anything more than that. I haven't had my period in approximately 2.5 years, coming on 3. No, 2.5 years. I think is a good estimate. I haven't had my period ever since I started taking 25 milligrams of testosterone gel daily. I don't miss it. I didn't really mind it, but I don't really miss it either. I used to have very light periods, not a lot of pain, not a lot of bleeding, but it did come with some physical discomfort, like lumbar pain, and diarrhea. Like, why is that a thing? So I don't have that anymore. As far as like the higher levels of energy that I started to experience when I started testosterone, I think it's kind of plateaued by now, and I do have a good level of energy throughout the day, but I can't say that the initial spike that I felt throughout the first year is still a thing. Maybe because I don't have a point of comparison anymore. On an emotional level, there's so much going on that I really can't fault or or like say that things are getting better because of tea. It's just like, so when I started taking testosterone, all of a sudden I felt a major mood shift for the positive. But I'd be hard pressed to tell you that it was more than just being like setting out on the right path. And these days, it's very hard to say that I feel different than what I felt on estrogen, except that I know that transition is like the right thing for me and I'm pursuing it happily, and it's brought me like to therapy. So I work on my shit, and sometimes I'm better and sometimes I'm worse, but I don't know that it's the hormones, if you are feeling me. Okay. I started getting the beard this year. I think it was exactly 1 year ago that it started really growing. I used to never want facial hair and be very like iffy about it. And now that I'm on the other side of it, I really love my hair, my facial hair, and I really want to keep it. Okay. So what else? I think that like all my fat has really redistributed, because looking at like my old stuff, I used to have a lot more of a curvy figure, and now it's like I put this pants on because there is no pockets or anything, so you can see that like my waist is pretty much the same width as my hips, basically. So yeah, that's basically the width of my hips. And yeah, side pose, just you can see that like my chest is really flattened out. I really have very little breast tissue left. I used to have like it used to be that without a binder on, my chest would be bigger than the V taper, right? So right now when I'm standing here, what you basically see is the outline of my chest. I'm sorry, the outline of my back. Like if I turn around, it will be the same silhouette. But what used to happen is when I would like be without a binder, like with a bra or without anything, then actually my breasts would be larger than the V taper, and it would look like, you know, like shoulders, breasts, and then waist, which is a female outline. And right now it's like more of a male outline. I really feel like I've gotten a lot hairier. Like my forearms are no longer naked all rat. They're like 13-year-old arms. And my legs, I think my legs are quite hairy at this point. So the way my brother puts it is, you have a soccer player's leg. I think that's funny and accurate, even though I'm like I do nearly as much lower extremity sports as I should, but I did get like very nicely fuzzy legs. I have like a bit of a trail going on here. I thought I would have a lot more like stomach hair going into the 3rd year, but it's not set in for me yet. I also don't have like shoulder hair or back hair so far. Just a load of back knee. Here you can see my back knee. Yeah. It's what you get when you go on hormones. But it's like basically the only minus for me so far. Voice training. I am very into voice training. It's something I really want to sign up for as soon as I can. Not so much for singing as for just learning how to use my voice, because it has really changed. I cannot go up as high as I could, and my speaking voice still is in the higher registers. So like right now I'm in a lower register and it's hard on me. Like it kind of bothers my throat. But then again, I don't want to go up to my, like, I don't know if this is head voice or if it's just like just a higher pitch voice that I'm more comfortable producing, because it's the one that I've produced for most of my life. But I really hate it because it sounds very female to me. So I do try to speak in a lower register, even though it kind of bothers me. And when I'm speaking for a long period of time with someone, I actually get hoarse. So that was my physical update. So I'm going to put my shirt on, tell you guys and girls and non-binary pals to hang on for a moment, and then I'm going to go upload this and shoot another one outside because it's sunny and it's Semana Santa and it's vacation and it's beautiful. Okay.